Hello, internet. Okay, I have like 15 minutes to film this video. My upstairs neighbor is vacuuming. My notes are over here, so I'm gonna keep turning to look at them, but we're doing it anyway. All right, so with the new year here, and like, I don't know, this video will probably just like recycle every year, but everyone's like, okay, what's the perfect planner for me? And maybe you already found one. Maybe you're very happy in your planner piece, you know, but whether you're starting with planning or you're like trying to shake up your system, everybody worries about trying to find the right perfect planner. And first and foremost, you'll probably have to go through a few to figure out what that is. And once you find it, it may change because your life changes and needs change. And that is okay. Don't feel guilt about having to change your system. All the, you know, I mean, if you're changing it like every week, there's probably like a deeper root like issue there. Like for me, I was cycling through a lot of planners, which like I did for years because I didn't have like clear goals, and I kept thinking like, oh, having a new planner will help me figure out my goals. Like, no, I needed to sit down and figure out like what I wanted out of my life. And now I still have a lot of planners, but I have a very specific, now they help me instead of make me spiral. Okay, anyway, moving on. First and foremost, the first question that you need to answer is, do you prefer more free-flowing kind of planning? Or do you need structure? Like, do you need, let's say the whole, like, year? You know, do you need, like, months, let's say, right? Like, do you need the days? Do you need, to capture time? Do you like structure, or do you want something more like open bullet journal-y notebook? Now, that may take you a little bit to figure out. I recommend everybody goes to like their local dollar store or somewhere and just gets like a really, really cheap notebook and starts with, if you're just, I mean, like straight up, you've never planned before in your life. Or not really, or like you do, but it's only digital and you want to switch to physical, whatever, disclaimer. But you start with like just keeping track of your tasks in the day. Like, what would you like to do today? And you do that for like a few days, maybe a week. And you're like, okay, did I enjoy keeping track of my tasks? Do I need to be able to plan in the future? Like, okay, your sister calls and now you have you're meeting with her on Saturday. How would you like, do you want to be able to flip to a Saturday and see that there? Or do you just want a running list where you can say like, hey, Saturday I'm doing this? Now, like I said, this is going to take trial and error. And like, you could buy a plain notebook and set up a little structure. You could buy a dated planner. Sometimes they're super cheap in like a few months, usually like the end of the first quarter of the year, so like March, April, usually you can find planners for really cheap. Maybe you try both. But that's the first thing. You want to know if you need structure or no structure. That's the first tier that I would break planners down into, because then if you want no structure, you may need to look at bullet journaling. You may need to read the actual bullet journalers, like a founder's book, which I recommend for everybody, whether you did like dated planners or not. It is chef's kiss. But that is the first tier of like how we would start to separate planners, so you can start to figure out from there what you need. The second question, once you figure that out, I would ask if you need something portable. Are you like on the go all the time and you need like a little pocket notebook? You know, like, are you in school all the time? Are you a student? How portable does this planner need to be? Because the key to using a planner is to keep it on you often, right? Like, keep it on you and keep it open. This is how you begin to use it all the time. Don't like plan your whole day and then close it and like throw it away, you know, like, because then what's the point? Keep it on you, keep it open. So then therefore, how portable is your life? How much do you need to move it? Are you a teacher, so you need it everywhere all the time? You're down to school, you're down back, you're down here, you're down there. And then do you need it like small? Like, are you a dude and you don't have a purse, so you just need something you can like slip in a pocket? I guess, I don't know, our front pocket still, whatever. You know, do you need it small and on the go? Or can it be like a decent size and you have a purse and it can be like a little thing and you can just like slip it in your purse, you know? Or do you not really move around a lot and go anywhere? So then you can use a large, and it can just sit at your desk. And that's no big deal. Like, you're at home, you're a remote worker, you're not really going many places, like maybe you want a big one. So that's what I would decide next. You know, portability. From there, I would think about how much time matters to you. Now, I'm a freelancer and time does not matter too much to me because I'm in control of my schedule and don't have a lot of meetings. So I use like a little bit of more free flow in my day of like working through my tasks and my priorities. I still have a scheduler, but you may not need one, right? Like, do you need actual hours in your day is the next question. This is the passion planner, by the way. But do you need hourly slots, or are you cool with just like free flowy, like each day, but it's not hourly breakdown? Because there's a lot of planners that like have the whole week and each day has just like slots with no time in them, right? Now, you may not know, but generally it depends on how much of your life is run by your schedule. I would think about, like, is your life run by your calendar all the time? I know a lot of people use things like Google Calendar and stuff. It just doesn't work for me. So that's why I have planners. I'm a paper planner person, but I do use a lot of digital tools to like this is ClickUp. I have Amazing Marvin, like the things, which will be a whole nother video in another time. But moving on. All right, I need to make this faster. We will get through this. Number 2, are you decorative or not? Now, you can use free-flowing bullet journal style planners, or you can use dated planners and use art. But that will mainly determine what kind of paper, like if you want to use watercolor, you're going to have to find paper that can handle watercolor and like things like that. I'm a sticker person and sometimes markers. And that's really as decorative as I get. I don't use like paint, I don't use, and like even with those two things, like my art skills are minimal. So paper quality doesn't always matter to me as much. From there, are you a journaler? Do you want to, and the main thing is like, my thoughts with this was, do you want your planner to be like a sidekick where you can put your thoughts and like flip back and analyze them and think about your life and reflect? Or is it just something you just want to open up and be like, okay, cool, call Sarah, check. Laundry, check. You know, write 500 words for this article, check. Like, do you want it to be a companion, or is it just a scheduler at most? And the reason I ask that is because, like, there's some, you may need more space, is what I'm saying. You may want to go for a thing like a bullet journal, if that is the case, because then each day is what you make it and you can fill it out yourself. Or something like a Hobonichi cousin, where like you have a whole day in there to journal and talk about your life and your thoughts and like fill it up a lot. Otherwise, you just may want to use like a Commit 30, a Legend planner, a Passion planner, and just like I love the Passion planner, but like there's, unless you're really creative, like there's this space down here, but that's not journaling every day kind of space, you know? Like that's, unless you wanted to fill in the time slots, and for a lot of people like me with a little bit of type A personality, I'm like, that's not what that's meant for. I can't journal there. So, hi, I'm the problem, it's me, right? And then from there, the next thing I would think about deeply is like, what supplemental stuff do you need in your planner? Which also ties into my last question of, is there one area of your life you're trying to fix or like focus on the most, right? Like if you wanted a planner that's like all planning all the months, but it is also like a budget planner, then you could go for something like the Master Plan planner, or any of the other millions of budget planners that are out there, you know, like, but I mean, there's a lot of planners that like have all of that in one, or maybe you decide to do something like just get a fitness planner and you're like, that's all I need right now. Like maybe your entire life is managed on Google Calendar and like Todoist or something, I don't know, whatever. And like, that's fine, but you really just want to get a certain area of your life in check, you know? And like, that's where a specialty planner can help. Or you find a planner, like I said, like a master plan, or like, I know there's a million other planners that do like combined fitness with regular planning. I think that's pretty much it. I think once you go through those kinds of steps. Oh, also another thing is like if you need habit tracking, there's only so many planners that have habit trackers in them. Not that you couldn't just like make little ones and print them, but sometimes it's nice to have some that are like already built in, like in the Legend planner. You know, like they have this kind of stuff, like a little habit tracker, personal work, all that kind of stuff. That's pretty much it. I would go through those steps first before you just like impulsively buy a planner that your favorite influencer uses, like we all do. And think about like, what do you need? And like I said, the best place to start is going to the store and buy like a really, really cheap notebook and test all those things out. And keep a running list of like, oh, I wish this had. And then go out there and find the planner that fits that criteria. You know, I think a lot of people are frustrated trying to make their lives fit into a planner that like wasn't built for them, and where they're at in life versus like figuring out where they're at in life and finding that planner that fits that, you know? Okay, that's pretty much it. Happy planning, everybody. Yay. 2023 already. My goodness. Okay.